Dear Slovenian Public Libraries, today we welcome you to a sneak peek and tour of the Inner West Community History Collection and Archives. My name is Amy Czar. I'm the Coordinator of Community History, Heritage and Archives. To begin, the Inner West Council acknowledges the traditional Aboriginal custodians of this land, their living culture and unique role in the life of this region. We acknowledge that it is a country of which the members and elders of the local Aboriginal communities have been custodians for many centuries, and on which these people have performed age-old ceremonies. We will begin this presentation with an acknowledgement to country and a formal introduction from the Inner West Council's Aboriginal Cultural Advisor, Deborah Lennis.
Birawagal Naninya Birawagal. Welcome, everyone, welcome. I'm a proud Darawal woman and my name is Deborah Lennis. I'm also a local elder and the cultural advisor to the CEO for Inner West Council. And I have the honour of welcoming you to this broadcast today on behalf of Inner West Council and the elders of the Gadigal and Wongal peoples. The Eora Nation is the rivers bordered by the Hawkesbury to the north, Nepean to the west and Georges to the south. Within that area, 29 different languages were spoken. So hopefully during this spiel you'll learn more about history. Thank you. Birawagal, Nundinya, Birawagal. Welcome everyone, welcome. Thank you.
In 2018, the Inner West Council took a vote and adopted Aboriginal names after consultation with the Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander community. So now we have new current ward names.
So we have Bulladari, Leather Jacket, the fish, as part of Balmain Ward. Gulgardia, grass tree, or the botanical name Xantheria, Leichhardt Ward. Darrajarawong, magpie, Ashfield Ward. Mizaburi, lily pilly, Marrickville Ward. Tamun, Big Tree, Stanmore Ward. Thank you.
We were happy to receive your request to find out more about how we get the public and our customers to engage with the local history and community collections. Here in Australia, the history collections are referred to as local history or local studies. However, in 2018, the Inner West decided to call their collections community history, as we collect the history from the community and for the community. Our collections cover both council's history and community history dating back to 1860, which is roughly the beginning of many New South Wales local government areas. We are also currently collecting contemporary material reflecting what is going on around us in the present day. Community history collections are held at 9 locations across the 8 Inner West public libraries and 1 town hall. So here is the not so fancy view of the history collections. However, this is where some of our richest historical material is held, in both our council archives and community archive rooms. In these rooms, we hold documents, objects, books, files, reports, ephemera, and new pieces in our contemporary community collections. We also have historical displays throughout the library that engage and grab the attention of library browsers who often further inquire about the history collections. They also want to dive into the history of their house and have a great desire to learn more about the 27 suburbs of the Inner West. Here we have a wonderful selection of our maps and plans. These ones are the original parish and ward maps that date between 1860 and 1870. They assist us in our house history and property searches as they correlate to rate books which provide valuable information about suburb development growth and naming conventions of streets and original landowners. We hold a total of 3,000 maps including subdivision plans, ward maps, suburb maps and council maps which our customers engage with for research. As they are out of copyright, they also make for wonderful designs for tea towels, cups and other ephemera. Here we have the architectural plans. We collect architectural plans of significant council buildings and building plans of houses from across the inner west. Again, these drawings assist us in delivering a service to our internal stakeholders, town planners, urban designers, heritage consultants, and also our external stakeholders, including heritage consultants, researchers, homeowners, and students alike. We have over 1,000 architectural plans in our collection. Heritage Festival and History Week. A very dynamic way of engaging the public is through our participation with the annual statewide Heritage Festival, organised by the National Trust, which has been running for 40 years. Each year we put on a series of events. There is a theme and we provide exhibitions, talks in the library, and walking tours. During the COVID lockdowns, we provided these events online with a series of podcasts, live lectures, online galleries, and online walking tours. In 2021, the theme was Our Heritage for the Future. We took this opportunity to celebrate the 200th anniversary of Greek independence by celebrating the Greek community in Marrickville with a book launch of Little Athens by local historian Vasilis Vasilas, as well as a photographic exhibition and artist talk by local prominent photographer Emmanuel Angelikis. Emmanuel has been documenting the local Greek community for 5 decades. The engagement with these authors and photographers allowed the public to engage and enjoy the collections. We were also able to obtain new photographs for the collection through a cultural gifts program. History Week is organised by the New South Wales History Council. It has been running for 24 years and traditionally runs for 1 week at the beginning of September. For 2021, the theme was From the Ground Up. In particular, we focused on the achievements and events of an organisation called Camp Inc. And here we can see their gallery of their activities between 1971 to 2021. We took this as a great opportunity to celebrate the many and varied forms of activism by local community groups. By focusing on 1970s gay and lesbian activism, we also created a podcast. Part of our podcast included an interview with Robin Plaister, a renowned activist for feminist and lesbian rights. She was also the inspiration for some national TV show called The Riot. She talks in this podcast about her life as an activist. All of this becomes really great engagement material and also videos that we can keep for the future in our collections. As mentioned earlier, we put on a range of exhibitions throughout the year for both Heritage Festival and History Week, as well as other exhibitions. Here you can see some of our industrial heritage exhibition from September 2020 and our Emmanuel Angelikis at the New Marrickville Library. Another important part of our collections are objects which are donated by individuals in the community, as well as fellow cultural institutions and history, heritage and community groups. The history collection currently holds 1,569 items. For today's presentation, we highlight some of our favourite and unique objects. First up, we have Mick Mazza's ceramic wine holders circa 1988. Mick Mazza was a well-known local identity who ran the bicycle shop on Marrickville Road. Here we see a set of his bespoke ceramic wine bottles. We have a set of keys for a 1930s Singer sewing machine. The unusual round object is hard to identify at first, but in fact it's a knife sharpener. It's Kent's patent to 199 High Holborn, London, UK. This machine consists of a shallow wooden drum fixed vertically in a cast iron frame with a horizontal axle. The frame has feet that can be screwed to a base. The cast iron turning crank has a wooden handle. There are holes and guides around the rim of the drum where knives were inserted. Here we have a 1930s dance band stage prop. This was housed at the Petersham Town Hall. My colleague Aaron will now take you on a tour of the library's web OPAC and the local history landing page and council archives.
Hi, I'm Aaron. I'm a member of the history team at InterWest Libraries and History Services. I'll be doing a brief video presentation on the InterWest Libraries and History Catalogue, or the OPAC, and how we use the OPAC to engage with history customers, make our resources discoverable, and promote material. So just a quick note, when we moved on to our new library system, we found that the initial version of the OPAC was not very easy for history customers and staff to use. We had poor presentation on the catalogue, and the history resources that were able to be discovered were of little relevance to customers, whilst important resources were nearly impossible to locate for customers. Over the past year, we've worked to change that, and a key aspect was the creation of a history-focused page within the OPAC, which I'll now go through. So on the general catalogue page, if you scroll down to the middle of the section, you'll see that there's a little section here for local history, and when you just click on local history collection, that takes you to our dedicated history page. Some of the features that we wanted to have available on the page were the ability to showcase history items that could be borrowed and reserved by our customers. We wanted to showcase newly catalogued and digitized collections. We also wanted themed photo galleries, and we wanted links to key resources. So if we just scroll down a little bit, we've got a tab here called Local History Collection for Loan. Why we have this tab is the previous version of the catalogue simply had a link to search results page, to a search results page. The last tab that we have are the themed photo galleries. We rotate this gallery around every so often to feature different themes in our collection. Currently, we are showcasing items relating to the Dawn Fraser Baths, which is a historic public baths which recently reopened to the public following some construction work. Other themes that we've done galleries on include public transportation and schools. The last part of the page is the sidebar area. This section basically has links to key resources and collections, starting off with our picture collection. So if I just click on the thumbnail, this will open up the tab, open up the collection in a new tab, and basically customers can go off and browse the 11,000 odd pictures. If I just scroll down, I'll just open up this image, which is a sketch of a famous building in the Marrickville area. So you got the archway there. Heading back to the page, we then have got the water ward plans. These are a series of plans drawn up in the 1890s, which are very useful for identifying the built date of houses in the area and the general development of much of the Inner West Council area. The previous difficulty in accessing these plans was a key concern from some customers, so the fact that we've now got them very easy to access is a real win for us as a service. Scrolling down a little bit more, some of our collection, including our oral history collection, is actually hosted on an external catalogue called IndieReads. So we can now easily link to that, and then I'll just open up IndieReads into a new tab. So here we go. Here's some of our so these are some of the oral histories that customers can listen and download. Earlier on, we talked about History Week, but this year for History Week, we actually set up a page on the OPAC as well to help highlight collection items that match the theme of History Week 2021, as well as explain what History Week was and a link to the program. And the good thing about this is we can actually archive this page, so we can consult this in the future if we just want to remember what we did last year, or if a customer remembers vaguely what we did last year and wants to revisit it. So that's a really cool thing. And basically, it sort of follows the theme of the general page. So we've got a couple of containers from the ground up, Philef, which is an organization in the Leichhardt area, and then some general pictures of activism in the NOS. And we've also got an embedded YouTube video regarding a particular subject. The last link that we have is for the Council Archives. So if we click on this link, This will take customers to the links for the various former local councils that make up the Inner West Council. And from here, customers can click through these links and basically view digitized council records, mainly rate records, which helps customers identify built date of houses, and also family history, where family members lived and all that kind of stuff.
The Inner West has a very rich industrial heritage coming out of the 19th century life. The Inner West was home to many founding companies that assisted in Sydney's development, from shipyards and docks to power stations, car manufacturers such as General Motors, assembly plant, brick pits and brick makers, industrial ceramics, piano factories, toy factories, rocking horse makers, engineering companies, steamship companies, flour mills, leather tanneries, hat factories, woolen mills, such as the well-known Vickers Woolen Mill in Marrickville, brass founders for plumbing, margarine companies, cordial factories, aircraft equipment, and this is just to name a few. In order to engage the public with the industrial heritage, we created online walking tours with audio narration which can be accessed all year round at the convenience of the public as individuals or as a group. We also put on exhibitions, displays and talks. For example, when we put on the exhibition Made in Marrickville Then and Now, we traced the social, creative and economic history over 3 eras of ceramic design. Beginning at the heyday of Fowler Ceramics, which operated between 1860 and 1920, Studio Anna, 1952 to 1980, and then looking at the survival tactics of small-scale independence creative working today in Marrickville, such as Mud Ceramics. We interviewed their director, Shelley Simpson, and we also interviewed independent artists like Millie Dent. This exhibition and talk was a good example of how we, in the library service, are able to connect local professionals with the Community Histories collection. Thank you for joining us today. So from the Inner West Community History team, we would like to thank you for this opportunity to share some insights into our collections, some of the exhibitions, and the online access. We wish you all the best in your future endeavours.